By the 19th century, the world had changed. Empires no longer conquered with swords. They conquered with interest rates. Every government needed money, and behind every loan, Rothschild and Company, from London to Paris, Vienna to Naples, Frankfurt and beyond, they built a web of gold and trust that spanned the continents. They were the bankers behind kings, the silent financiers of wars and peace alike. They had no armies, no crowns, but their signatures could move armies and decide the fate of nations. A loan today meant control tomorrow, because a nation in debt is a nation no longer free. As time moved forward, power changed its form. The monarchs faded, but the throne of money remained. The Rothschilds went beyond mere banking. They created a system. They connected Europe through credit, railways, industries, governments, all linked by invisible contracts. And the rule was simple. He who controls the flow of money controls the future. By the early 20th century, a new arena had risen: America. London's whispers and Paris's ledgers converged on a narrow street of ambition. Wall Street. Marble towers replaced palaces. Ticker tapes replaced thrones. And the same European model of power re-emerged under new names: J.P. Morgan, Kuhn Loeb, Lehman Brothers, all born from the same old DNA of private banking. The Rothschilds no longer stood in front of the stage. They stood behind the design of the stage itself. They had written the code of modern finance. Credit, bonds, central banks, the framework of control through debt. And that framework became the foundation of the global system. From private bankers to institutional giants, from crowns to corporations, from bloodlines to brands, finance evolved. By the end of the 20th century, Rothschild and Company was still standing, but a new empire was awakening, one that would inherit the same architecture in digital form. Its name, BlackRock. Founded in 1988, BlackRock began as a modest investment firm, but within 3 decades, it achieved what even the great houses of Europe could only dream of. Where the Rothschilds once built vaults of gold, BlackRock built servers of data. It doesn't rule nations, it manages them. With over $10 trillion under management, BlackRock holds stakes in nearly every major corporation on Earth. It shapes markets, advises governments, and even manages the reserves of central banks. In the 21st century, money no longer needs a kingdom. It has an algorithm. But how are the old and the new connected? Not by blood, but by design. The Rothschilds created the concept of private power over public credit. BlackRock perfected it. Rothschild and Company still operates today, and in certain portfolios, it works directly with BlackRock. Some of its fixed income assets are managed on BlackRock's vast risk analysis platform, Aladdin. A subtle but symbolic bridge. The 19th century banker's legacy now runs through the circuits of 21st century finance. The handwriting of the past has become the code of the present.
Aladdin, the digital mind of BlackRock, monitors the world's markets in real time. It processes trillions of data points every second. Governments, central banks, and financial institutions rely on it. In many ways, Aladdin is a modern Rothschild brain, a machine built to understand, predict, and quietly influence global movement. When the 2020 pandemic halted the world, the US Federal Reserve didn't turn to Congress. It turned to BlackRock. A private company was chosen to manage emergency programs, deciding which corporations would live and which would fall. The torch of financial power had officially passed, from family to system, from vaults to algorithms. So how does money rule the world today? Not through violence, but through terms. Not through conquest, but through contracts. Sovereign debt as leverage. When a nation borrows, it trades a piece of its freedom. Default and outsiders rewrite your laws. Corporate ownership. BlackRock and its peers hold small stakes in thousands of companies, giving them voting power across every major sector. They don't own everything, but they influence everything. Information as control. In a world of data, whoever controls the flow of information controls the flow of capital, and therefore, destiny itself. The cycle is eternal. Repay, borrow, comply, repeat, until freedom becomes an accounting term. Money no longer needs armies. It no longer needs borders. It exists everywhere, in numbers, in networks, in algorithms. Wars may end, governments may fall, but debt remains. Debt is immortal. The empires of the past carved their names into stone. This one writes its will in code. The Rothschilds wrote the formula. BlackRock perfected it, and the system sustains itself. Money is not evil. Money is power. And power, once concentrated, hides in plain sight. From gold bars to digital code, from royal vaults to data centers, the architecture remains the same. Because the empire that never wore a crown never had to defend one.